just doing a lot of self-reflecting about life. Anyway, so without further ado, my top 10 bucket list or coolest things I've done in my life that have really affected me in various great ways that I want to share with you guys that I think you should definitely do as well once you survive this coronavirus stuff. Let's get into it. All right, so number 10, backpacking Europe. I mean, classic. Everybody's done it. That's, a traveler or a wannabe traveler. But don't just travel Europe. Like, do it. Like, immerse yourself into hostels, into proper backpacking. None of this fancy smancy, living in a villa in Italy and Greece for, a week and a half and then spending another week at a resort over in... If you guys are more interested about learning about some great party hostels, feel free to check the link below for my top 10 party hostels I've been to in the world. All right, so number 9, bungee jumping. Might not seem like a big deal, but it was actually freaking terrifying. And the amazing thing about it is I am lucky enough to work in tourism. So I was able to actually go bungee jumping for free in Whistler, British Columbia. Jumping off of something, thinking you're about to die, and then, your logical mindset is kind of like, all right, these cables support you and you're going to live. Terrifying because you can see the ground and you launch down and then you get pulled right back up and you think it's all over, but then you got to do it again because you bounce up and down a couple of times. Number 8, I was able to go and visit the Amazon in Brazil. I actually swam in the Amazon, which was quite terrifying because we did this towards the end of the time. We spent like 4 days in the Amazon after I got to see all these different creatures that live in the Amazon and are in the water. So we got to see all those, and then I jumped in and swam around with everybody from the group. The tour guide said it was fine. I don't know. And I lived to tell the tale, so I feel like not too many people have swam in the Amazon, and the whole Amazon experience is incredible, and I definitely recommend you guys checking that out wherever it is you might visit in South America. All right, number 7, I went to Tomorrowland. If you guys don't know what Tomorrowland is, it's the largest music festival in the world. I could be wrong. And primarily electronic, like EDM music, and just the attention to detail. It's a very famous music festival, and it's loved by all the sets. All the stages, there was like stages of, dragons breathing fire, and I mean, it was just an absolutely insane environment, and anybody who's a big EDM or, big artist essentially plays there. So definitely recommend checking it out, guys. It's 3 days. It's in the summer, July, I believe, in Belgium, specifically the town of Boom. Number 6, I went to the Olympics, also in Brazil, Rio 2016, and that was an amazing experience. I've been an athlete most of my life, and I've loved sports and everything like that. We got to see all kinds of events, the big track races, because I was into track, and got to really feel that, union of all the different places in the world coming together, enjoying sports, and just having a good time. My favorite events that I got to see, I saw women's beach volleyball, and it was a home Brazil versus Switzerland, and the crowd was absolutely rowdy. It was like a big club in there. It was such a cool atmosphere, and the game was really close as well. And we spent about 14 days there, and yeah, like we go see the events, hang out, go to parties. There's these Olympic houses you can go to. If you guys have been to Olympics before, each country has their own like house, and depending on who you are or whatever the rules are, you can go into these different houses, and they have different, it's like, the food from that country or the music from that country, and just enjoy the culture while you're in one place, essentially. So definitely really cool as well. All right, number 5, also big shocker, in Brazil. So as you can see, traveling in Brazil was very monumental for me, and skydiving was no exception. We were going up, and somebody has packed this bag already, so you have to trust and believe that this person packed the bag properly. And once you get all that packed up, you get the safety instructions, you get in this plane, and it's flying up and up and up. And you're thinking the whole time, the only way I get down is by jumping out of this plane, which is so far above the ground. And it's insane. And you're sitting there, you're attached to like a professional instructor or whatever. And then there's like people in front of you going. So one by one, you go up to the edge and then jump off. So you see all these people in front of you going off and just disappearing into thin air off of the plane. It's terrifying. And you sit on the edge, and the person backflips out of the plane, and you're falling. And it feels like you're on this massive cliff drop, like jump. Like if you went cliff jumping, it feels as if you jumped off of the cliff and it just isn't ending. And then for a long time, you're just falling. Eventually he pulls the chute. My ears got really messed up. But yeah, once you get back down the ground, you think, wow, I don't know if I'll do that again, but I'm definitely glad I did it. I did it. Got my degree in a discipline that I never thought I'd be smart enough for. I got a Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology over at Simon Fraser University. It took me 5 years. So I feel like it's a very unique and special accomplishment. I feel really proud of myself for that. Pretty unique experience to say the least, and be able to know that much about the body, you know, literally knowing every bone, artery, vein, and where they all start, where they all end, what their functions are. Pretty powerful stuff, but definitely difficult as well. And the other side of that is I was a varsity athlete as well. I was on the track team for 5 years, and being able to travel around and compete in the NCAA, the very, you know, big name in sports, collegiate sports. We were the only Canadian school in all of Canada that competed in the NCAA, because we get to go down and travel and compete in California, Oregon, you know, Washington, Hawaii, Idaho, all over the place, and every other weekend and be all paid for. And also to be appreciative of what it takes to be a high-level athlete, because there's so much work behind it. Number 3, backpacking South America. Costa Rica, Panama, and then down to Colombia. Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Brazil, Argentina, whatever. I won't get too much into like recommended things to do in South America, but if you guys want a video like that, feel free to comment, because there's a lot of can't miss gems in South America. Collectively as a whole, South America was amazing for me, because it's more like off the beaten track, you know, it's not so like mainstream, you know, Europe's great to visit, but like South America is like next level. All right, so at number 2, I've done something that I think everybody should challenge themselves to do, because it forces you to get outside your comfort zone, to grow, to be open-minded and have amazing experiences, and that is to move to a completely different side of the world on your own, without knowing a soul, more or less, before you arrive. It forces you to, you know, just really get out there. Essentially start over, and I think starting over can be a really good thing to you know, if you feel like you're in a rut or you want to rejig your life, I think starting over in a completely different place with new people is definitely an amazing thing to do. And I did that twice actually in my life. So I moved across the country from a small town in Ontario called Elmira, and moved all the way over to British Columbia. The other time I moved away was I moved across the world all the way to Spain, and I actually lived in Barcelona, Spain for 5 months. And I was living there, I was teaching English, living with a family, and made some of my own friends there. And you never know, you might fall in love with the place and maybe you won't move back, because that was the case with me. I'm still living here in Vancouver. So I'll break this bucket list thing for number 1 down into 2 parts, and they're related to one another. So the first part is I essentially pursued a career that's unconventional to most people, is I pursued a career to become an actor, which is being on TV. And I think being on TV is a pretty cool experience, you know, being on set. It's a magical world. You know, it's just very cool to see all the different parts happening, to challenge yourself each day as an artist, a performer. They say acting is a lot like it's the psychology of living. So you learn a lot about yourself, people in the world. Anyways, I'll do some more videos on acting and all that as well.
Ooh, 1 liter. Look out. My boy Kyle, just 3 gallons a day.
Hi there, sir.
Jesus Christ.
Nice to meet you. Tom Marlin. Just transferred. How's the morning treating ya?
My mom's from Jamaica.
Oh, I knew it. Well, girl, you're making me crazy.
My camera keeps dying, so I'm just gonna say thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see some more videos about traveling tips, cool travel stories, and also just you know, I like to diversify myself, I guess, so I like to do acting videos, and I'm gonna do some more videos enlightening people about what it's like to live as a aspiring and growing actor. So check those out on my channel, and yeah, have a great one, guys. Thanks for watching.